Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be replacing the bearings on this 6-speed gearbox that I had in my RF900 engine. I decided to do this because having the cases split, the gearbox is out and it's an ideal moment to replace parts like that, so why not? So I bought myself new bearings, part numbers here as you can see. Now when it comes to disassembly of those bearings, taking them off from the shafts, with the smaller shaft it's going to be easy because I'm going to be using that eBay puller. It cost me £10 and I can actually tell you it's working pretty well. You see this gap there between that gear and the bearing? That is basically the bearing coming out, so that works really well. With the bigger one, that one here, unfortunately all the pullers I saw on eBay are too small to grab it, so what I'm going to have to do is I'll have to just disassemble all the gears from that shaft and then hammer that bearing out, and then I'm going to replace it with the new big bearing. Alright, so, and as you can see, it works really well. There we go. Time to install the new bearing on. So this shaft, as you can see, is a bit frosty because I just took it out from the freezer and I oiled up this area here and the new bearing inside, and I'm going to be squeezing that on now. And what's important, that ring here has to be outside, not inside. So mallet, and we go ahead. That is it. So it's nicely bottomed out and the bearing is installed. Time to take off the bigger bearing, and this is going to be a bit more problematic because you see that space there is maybe, I don't know, 3 millimeters. So for that reason it can't be grabbed from outside and pulled. So what I'm going to have to do is I'll just have to disassemble everything, take off the gears with the circlips and then hammer this out. Alright, so I'm going to be taking everything off this way, so starting from here all the elements will be coming off, but I'm going to turn it that way, or maybe I'm going to turn it that way so you can see better. So that's what it looks like. Bearing comes off and I'm going to put it here. I'll be stacking it in order. So then here we've got the washer. Alright, so I'll put the washer in, and then we've got that gear, which then inside here has this ring, so I guess we can keep it inside. And then on the other side there's also a washer, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the washers on it, and that's how it comes out. So then this gear slides off. Yeah, actually I'm going to stack it like that. Okay, now to remove that gear there's going to be a circlip here. You see this? There's a circlip there, so that needs to be removed. Come on. Alright, the circlip comes out. Right, next we've got this washer here. So here's the washer, and again you can see the signs of the circlip. So that goes in like that, and then that way this gear comes out. And remember, on the other side there's going to be another washer, and inside there's going to be a ring here. So that's all good. That goes in like that. Then there goes this. Alright, now this gear comes off, and similarly there's gonna be that ring inside with splines, so let's just keep it there. And here we've got another washer which also has a sign of the circlip, so let's keep it as it was. And here we've got another circlip. So let's remove that. It's off. And that was like that. And by the way, those circlips, I wonder if camera will grab this, but those circlips or snap rings need to sit in those grooves here. So this shaft here has those two machined groove, one here and second here, and this is for those circlips. And if you wonder what those holes here are, those holes provide oil passages. Okay, so now this shaft is loose. Sorry, this gear. So it just comes out. This is the last circlip we're going to be dealing with. Yes, we have got it. And now we can finally remove the last gear. Right peeps, this bearing isn't coming out. I tried the puller and I've actually tried hammering this out and it's not working, so I guess I need to try some more brutal measures. Right people, so I've removed the most part of the bearing. Unfortunately the race is still there, so I've cut the part of the race here and here, which allowed me putting this bearing puller in there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this spacer out, and that is sitting there solid because there's plenty of road grit in between the splines there. So I lubed it with WD-40 and I'm going to just pull this out, and hopefully once this spacer is out, I'm going to be able to move out that race. So let's see how this goes. There we go. So spacer removed.
A few moments later.
Second shaft completely disassembled, brand spanking new bearing here. What I'm gonna do is just lubing it here with engine oil, and so that's how it goes in. 30mm socket, which goes over that shaft perfectly fine. Okay. Have a look at this. Sitting nice and tight. Job done. Super easy, super smooth. Right, so up next we've got this collar here, which I've nicely cleaned, and this collar goes in here. And to be honest, it's the same sort of thing. Let's just hammer it in with the socket. Okay, bearing and collar on. Now everything nice and clean. Let's start the assembly of the gears. So first, that ring goes on. Let's just make sure it's all nicely aligned. You see the oiling hole aligns nicely. Then there's the gear. Okay, up next we've got this washer. Just a bit of oil on it. And then there goes the circlip, but it is absolutely necessary to replace those circlips. Therefore I got myself 3 new ones. There's the part number here. And also another interesting point is that those circlips have the smooth edge and the rough edge. So the rough edge goes towards the thrust side. So let's install this now. And it's a good idea to try not to expand it too much. Okay, and it popped on. Again, trying not to distort it too much. There we go. It sits nicely. Okay, up next we've got this washer again. There we go. And that goes on like this, and this simply slides on like that. Alright, next element is this washer, but the difference is between this and the other ones, on the face of it they look the same, but this is actually a lot thicker. See how thick this is? So that's our next element here. Everything nicely lubricated in fresh engine oil, and as you can see, oil holes are nicely aligned. Sharp edge towards the thrust side. There we go. Goes on like that. So up next we've got this washer, and it's easy to recognize that one because it hasn't got any teeth inside. It's a round washer, so it just goes in like that. Then we've got another ring with an oiling hole. So that goes in simply like that. And lastly, the largest gear, which simply slides on like this. And what we'll have behind it is that washer. And that is it.